Hello everybody, Intuition here. Thank you as always for making time and space. Today we're going to discuss the topic of time and space. We are going to make this a two-part video because the information in which we are discussing is a little dense and can be at times a little difficult to understand. So we know that it would be beneficial to first and foremost discuss the fundamental understanding of what time and space is, and the point of you having that fundamental understanding of how time and space works within each other is when you understand that, you are able to break free of the illusion of which time and space holds each and every person in. It is through time and space that creates a three-dimensional illusion. And because of that illusion, again, we are not necessarily able to more easily break through and transcend and move into the complete self that we are, that exists outside of space and time. That beautiful saying that you have, in which you are a timeless, endless being, is absolutely very true. Because you do exist outside of space and time, and it is only the holding pattern in which space and time is holding you in that is not allowing you to exist outside of space and time. And so when you understand how space and time works and why it works in the way it does, then we will discuss in the second video how to move a little bit quicker than time moves, so that you are able to break free of the illusion of what time provides, so that you are able to move more back into all it is that you are outside of space and time. But let us not rush things. Let us begin again with the fundamental understanding of space and time. When we say space, we mean space that exists within what it is that you can and cannot see. The space that holds this universe, the space that holds this earth, the space that holds this solar system. So space exists, and then therefore time exists. Time cannot exist without space. It is space that gives the breath of life, or in the very least, a closed circuit unit to hold time so that it can unfold in a certain way. However, as that is how we understand things, that means that space does not go on forever and ever. Space is not indefinite. Space, again, is a very closed-knit unit. And even in that saying, space goes on forever, does not make sense, because you are using time in order to measure space. Forever is a unit of time. Space is not a unit of time. Space is something different altogether. That is like us saying, as long as there are the ABCs, there will be the 1, 2, 3s, and that does not make sense, because those are two very different things. And so, to measure space through time does not make sense, because time is indefinite, not because space is indefinite, but because time knows how to unfold itself within the space that's given, to give the illusion that it will continue to go and go and go forever and ever and ever. But that is more like a game of Tetris than it is the idea that you have an infinite amount of space. It is more the idea that time knows how to collapse itself and move itself in such a way that is able to make the most out of the space that is available. And so, now that you understand that to some degree, it is also important to understand that time is not consistent. Space is consistent, but time is not consistent, in the sense of time is going to vary. What we mean by that is, have you ever experienced within your time, some weeks go by very, very quickly, and some weeks go by very slowly. And it's not because time goes by because you were having fun, or it slows down because you are having the worst time of your life, though those things do factor in on some level. It is the idea that time is not consistent because, depending on the space in which time is unfolding into, time will have to either speed up or slow down in order to accommodate the space that it is moving into. If you look at space as a sphere and time as moving in any certain direction, as time is getting closer to the curvature of the sphere, to the boundary of space, it is going to have to slow down its momentum to be able to change trajectory so that it could turn in such a way that it allows for space to continue, for time to continue to unfold in a way that does not break the illusion, because time needs to always continue to move in order for the illusion to continue to captivate and grab you. An example of this is a motion picture. All of your movies are simply images placed on top of each other, going at a certain frame of rate that gives the illusion of motion. But at the end of the day, every movie is really just one picture on top of another picture on top of another picture. And depending on the movie, some movies are going quicker and some movies are going slower. But all movies are having to move again at a certain rate of speed in order to give the illusion of movement. Otherwise, if it moves too slow, then all you will see is a picture. But if it moves too fast, you won't be able to see any part of the movie itself. And so time is always moving at an inconsistent rate, which gives, again, us the feeling that sometimes time is moving either very quickly or very slowly, depending on what it is that time is about to hit into within the parameters of the space that it is given. And so again, it is important to understand this foundation, because when you understand this foundation, this next part of what it is that we're going to express in the second video about how to move quicker than time will be a little bit more easier to digest and understand. And so, the key aspects of what it is that we expressed. Space exists, and because space exists, time exists. Time does not necessarily go on forever, though it gives the illusion of it going on forever, because it can unfold itself in certain ways that is able to make the most out of the space that is given. And space is a closed circuit unit. Space cannot be measured by time. However, time uses space in order to unfold itself and continue the illusion in which we find ourselves in this three-dimensional reality. A lot of big words and big concepts. We invite you to take it slow. As always, we are full of gratitude for you making time and space for us, and we wish you well, understanding how you can make more time and space and potentially move a little bit quicker than time can, so that you could get out of this holding pattern that time and space has you in. Well wishes.